Welcome to the Fight with Depression podcast, the podcast for people who want to improve their mental health. My name is Christopher Boussard, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that was actually brought as a request. And unfortunately, I don't have Molly on the episode with me again today because she is not feeling well. And I think maybe that's okay because today's episode might be better initially addressed as me just speaking honestly with you all. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing. And to be completely candid on this, I'm going to let you know that this is going to be the second take of this podcast episode because I had about 16 or 17 minutes recorded, and I really didn't like it. I think I liked I liked what I was saying, but I think I just sounded like I was just rambling. So what we're going to be talking about today is managing the ups and downs of depression, and what I'm going to be talking about is not the ups and downs like you would get from bipolar depression. You know, those super high highs, the super low lows. What I'm going to be talking about is just the ups and downs, the swings, and what I'm going to be addressing is more from my perspective, what I've dealt with, but also I do a lot of research and I speak with other people. I listen to what other people are saying. So this is not just my experience. This is going to be based on a lot of other people, a lot of other experiences. But just because one person experiences life one way doesn't mean that everybody does. So if you know somebody who suffers from depression, doesn't mean that everything that I experience is going to be exactly the same way that they do. And just because I experience something one way doesn't mean that you do also. So if you've listened to the podcast for a while, you'll know that I have dealt with depression my entire life, and it wasn't up until a few years ago that I actually started speaking about it. And the reason that I do is it's not for my own personal agenda. I don't know if that's going to be the right word, but I learned years ago that it's not about me. What I want to do is reach out to other people, and so you understand that you're not alone. There are other people who are experiencing these things. So anyway, I guess we should probably just get on with it. So, and I guess it is kind of fitting because I personally have been in a funk lately, and I really don't know why. I don't know what it is. I don't know what brought it about. I think maybe, so like I said, Molly's not feeling well. It started our youngest, started not feeling well the other day. I guess maybe, I don't know, the other day. Anyway, and maybe that's just what brought me down. And so it can be anything, right? Where it can be the smallest thing or the biggest thing. And I've experienced both, right? That have brought me into a funk where it has been something simple like my kid's not feeling well, or I'm not feeling well, or somebody said something that I misinterpreted, or said something that wasn't very kind, or on the fire department, running a bad call or a bad series of calls, having a bad shift, the big things or the little things that bring you down. So the first take I did on this, I started talking, saying you do this, you should do that, and I kind of kept correcting myself. So what I wanted to say is these are, I need to stop doing this. I need to look at my life from a certain perspective. These are the things that I do that I shouldn't be doing. So if you read my book, what I say and what I tell my kids, what I tell people is learn from my mistakes, right? Don't make the same mistakes that I have. So I'm going to tell you about some of the mistakes that I have learned from things that I do and kind of the things that I have learned in life. So great. You're, like I said, I'm in a funk. I've been in a funk. It's something stupid that just for some reason I'm just not in a great mood, right? And so what happens from that is I'm I'm in a funk and I start kind of wallowing in self-pity. I start feeling bad for myself and I start being less productive, which then in turn makes me start feeling worse about myself, which then makes me less productive, and it spirals, right? These are the lies that we tell ourselves. The lies that oh, well, I'm a horrible person. And when I have asked people like, what do you need from if you're in a funk, right? And some people say that they need to be left alone. And this is where I am. This is what I say is when I'm in a funk, I want to be left alone, and that's true. I do for a time need to be left alone. I need to be allowed to have my brain process information for a little bit, but it's not good for us to be alone. We need community. We need other people to rally around us, but we also need to be vulnerable. We need to be able to speak to other people and be real to other people. Be honest with ourselves and be honest with other people. I need to get over my pride that I have, and a lot of first responders, I think, kind of have this mentality that I'm there to help others. I'm not the one who needs the help. I'm the one who gives the help, right? And we all want to think of ourselves as independent. I can do this on my own. I've got this, right? Um, we tell ourselves, you can do this. You've got it. And to some point, yeah, that's true. You need to take initiative. I need to take initiative to tell somebody, and I've been doing it. I've been better at it, I should say, in telling Molly that I'm not in a good mood right now. I'm not in a good place. I don't know what it is. I'm just feeling crappy. And she's been telling me, she's like, thank you for being honest with me. And it helps, right? So now I've opened up to her. I've opened up to somebody saying, look, I don't know why. I'm just in a bad mood. Or, it's something that happened at work. I had something happen. I don't know why I'm in a bad mood, or, whatever your experience is. It's just this ability to get over ourselves, to get over our pride, and just open up to somebody and say, I am in a bad mood. I'm in a funk. And and recognize that. I need to recognize that more and be able to not just put on a happy face when somebody says, how are you doing? Some don't open up to everybody. Somebody on the street says, hey, how are you? Like, well, I'm in a crappy mood because, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I've talked about having a close group of friends, right? Having somebody that you can open up to. And I need to be able to express myself, right? I have Molly, and I've got a couple friends that I can just be honest with and be like, look, this is, I, I'm in a crappy mood and I don't know why. So as much as I want to be left alone when I'm in my low, when I'm in my funk, um, I do need to be honest with myself and be honest with other people and open up and express that. Find somebody that I can trust. Find somebody that you can trust to be honest with, and allow them to climb into your hole with you. Allow them to see your world and not try and put on this happy face and tell yourself like, I can do this. which might seem contradictory to what I'm about to say. But I think what I've learned from this, from being in these funks, is that we say this too shall pass, right? Brian Buffini says, I listen to his podcasts, and it's a Good Life podcast. Uh, he says, I've done this before, I'll do it again. I did this before, I'll do it again. So I have gotten out of a funk, right? I've been in this funk, I've gotten out, I can do it again. So it's okay to get into those funks and to be in it for a little bit, and for me to go, okay, this is why I'm in this funk. I don't know why, but there's a point where I need to just say, okay, I've wallowed in self-pity long enough. I need to open up and allow somebody else to see my vulnerability, to speak with me, because if I don't, then I'm going to be stuck in that to the point where I'm just too comfortable. I am comfortable feeling bad for myself because now I'm sitting in there, and this is where I want to be, is just feeling horrible, and it's comforting to just sit there by myself, throwing myself a pity party that nobody else wants to be a guest at, right? So I'm in a funk. Um, I'm I've felt bad for myself long enough. I'm gonna get over my pride and reach out to somebody. Hey, for me, hey, Molly, I'm in this funk. I don't know why. And now it's up to me to bring that to her, to bring that to somebody. I'm not telling you to bring it to Molly. Please don't everybody come to Molly about all your problems, because then she's going to get overwhelmed. Um, but that person, whoever it is, I say that jokingly, but yeah, whoever that person is for you, to just open up and be like, okay, I've felt bad long enough. I've done this before. I'll do it again. I can get over myself and open up to somebody and allow that person to help you out of your funk, right? Sorry, my train of thought just derailed there for a second. But it's just taking that initiative to to open up to somebody, to recognize that, yes, I've been in a funk before. I'll get out, but I know that if I sit here and dwell in it forever, it's just going to get worse. It's going to spiral. It's going to snowball, and I'm going to go down a dark hole that I don't want to go down. I've been there before, and I don't want to do it again. So, you know what? This time I'm going to get over myself. I'm going to open up. I'm going to speak to somebody, and I'm going to get myself out of this hole, and I'm going to allow somebody else to help me out of the hole, right? I've talked about Brene Brown's analogy of empathy, right? Where, sympathy is looking at somebody in a hole and going, yeah, that sucks down there. Empathy is climbing into the hole with the person, right? So we allow somebody to empathize with us. We allow somebody to climb in the hole with us, and we and help us out of the hole. You're not sitting there, being completely helpless and making them pull you out, like, sadness getting dragged around by joy in Inside Out, right? If you've seen that movie, it's a great movie, right? I would highly encourage that. I would recommend that movie. But yeah, you're not sadness getting dragged around. You're not allowing somebody to just do all the work pulling you out of that hole, but you allow somebody in there to help you out of the hole, right? And the problem is that you get out of that hole, and for me, like, okay, now you start feeling good about yourself, right? Oh, okay, I've got out of that hole. Life is starting to feel better, right? Life is starting to get up. Life is starting to show promise. And you start feeling good about yourself. Well, maybe things aren't so bad. Oh, this isn't so bad. I've got this, right? And which can sound promising, right? When you start looking at life going, this this is pretty good. I've got this. Life, it doesn't suck right now. The problem is like, we're talking about the ups and downs, right? And you know that another swing is going to come. And I wrote about this, that when you're up high, the higher you are, the farther you fall, right? And so the easy way is to not let yourself get up so high, right? It's comforting. That's why it's easy to sit in self-pity, because, well, if I'm already low, then I'm not going to have that drastic fall. So if I allow myself to get up, if I allow myself to feel good, if I allow myself to be happy and look forward to things and feel good about life, then I'm opening myself up for that next drastic fall that's going to come. And that's, like I said, that's the easy way, is just not let yourself feel good. But is that a good thing to do, right? I've gone through my life doing that. Just going, I don't want to feel good. I don't want to be happy. I don't want to look forward to things because I know that next fall is going to come. But learn from my mistakes. That's not the good that's not the good life. That's not the way to do things. That's not how you live life the way that it's supposed to be lived, right? So then I guess that kind of leaves us with, what do you do? Do you allow yourself to feel happy? Do you allow yourself to look forward to things? Um, and like I said, I've gone through my entire life being afraid of these highs because I know that another fall is coming. But I think I need to be okay with another another fall. I need to be okay going, yeah, you know what? Life is up right now, and I'm going to have a downward swing. I know that's going to come because that's life. That's my life with depression, is I'm going to have another downward swing. But I need to be okay with that. I need to be okay experiencing life, a happy life with my family, with my kids, with my friends, going, you know what? I know that this is temporary, but this is the now. I am in this right now. This is my life right now. I need to enjoy it right now. When I do hit that other funk, when I do hit that other low, I will address it then. It's gonna come, and I'm okay with it. I need to be okay with that. But right now, I'm living. I'm living happily with my family. I'm living, maybe not happily, but I'm in a good place. I'm in a good spot with my friends, with my family. This is this is reality at this moment. This is real at this moment, and this is what I need to enjoy. These are the moments that I need to appreciate, because I know I've done it before. I've got from that low to where I am right now. I did it before, and I'll do it again. So, and it just kind of reminds me of the movie Parenthood, with Keanu Reeves, Steve Martin. If you guys have seen it, uh, there the grandmother is speaking, and she's talking about a roller coaster, right, where it goes up and down and it goes around, and that's exciting, right? She said some people, she's talking about going to the fair or something, and some people get on the carousel and it just goes around and round, and that's very boring. So I guess, that's what makes life interesting, I guess, is the ups and downs. But I just need to learn how to appreciate the ups while they're happening, and remember those times where I was feeling happy, knowing that I can get there again, knowing that that will be the reality for me again when I am in that funk, when I am in that low, that I did it before, I'll do it again. I will get back there and I will appreciate it. I will enjoy it while it's there. So anyway, that's some of the things that I've learned, and I think we're going to follow up on this. So keep in tune with the podcast. I think we're going to do that. Hopefully, here, crossing my fingers, you can't see me. This is not a video. That hopefully Molly and I will do a follow up on this, and when she's feeling better, and she'll kind of give you her take, and we'll have we'll have our interaction again where we'll talk to each other and kind of talk about what we've learned as a couple, and she'll give you her take on how she has dealt with me really not being able to enjoy those highs the way that I should. So anyway, yeah, just if you don't already, please, if you wouldn't mind going on following the podcast wherever you listen to it, Spotify or through Apple Podcasts or both. I don't know. I think you can do that. Wherever, just follow the podcast so you can stay in touch. And I'm gonna try and hold myself accountable and hold these podcasts regularly. And yeah, I just need to hold myself accountable, and maybe some of y'all can hold me accountable too. So anyway, if you're on Spotify, go in to the Q&A. You can answer the questions that we have there, or the polls, or whatever we have. And again, if you're not following the podcast, please do so. You can check us out at thefightwithdepression.com. That's thefightwithdepression.com. And you can get a hold of me through the contact page or through the podcast. And yeah, you can always follow the website. Also get updates when new posts come out and everything. So until next time, God bless.